My name is Richard. I'm the head of Nexus, SiGMA's new executive program.
Okay, what is an executive program?
Sure. So we have a number of CEOs and business owners that actually attend our events. All of the brands that you see that come in, that's a really powerful audience. You know, SiGMA is 10 years, coming to the 11th year in the business. So we've had an incredible audience. And this is our way of saying we have great content, but we're now going to create a specific line of content for the C-level audience. So this way we get to provide intelligence, thought leadership, great networking opportunities, all within this core group.
So this is like online presence or like also events, specific events, or just part of a SiGMA exhibition? How should I imagine the programs?
Sure, it's actually an interesting question because it's a combination. You see, the membership allows you to have a number of um, online perks. So, you know, we're talking about thought leadership, webinars, we're talking about white papers. But also, I think it's very important to note that the Nexus experience for CEOs also translates to the real life events. You know, we've got 8 events planned for the next year. And interestingly, the Nexus concept was built on what we called the C-level concierge service. Originally, this was providing passes to C-levels to encourage them to attend. So we're still going to be continuing with this at the live events globally. We're also going to be providing priority, ticket collection, a few additional services to help that experience be more streamlined. But however, there's also those key networking events, the elite events that we're going to run at the SiGMA events. So, you know, this will be a very high-end, very exclusive, small guest list, very curated, and it's just very relaxed. There's no pressure, no sales. It's just about getting to know one another on a very senior level and increasing their network within that.
Perfect. And I believe it was launched very recently. And I'm curious, when is the first Nexus event coming out? Is it happening this year or in 2026?
Exactly. So we're actually at the very early stages of the Nexus launch. So SiGMA Rome, SiGMA Central Europe in Rome, this amazing event has actually been the brand launch. And what we're doing is we're actually encouraging potential members to register for interest. There is a page on the sigma.world website, and it's an incredible opportunity for you guys to actually register your interest, and then we will contact approved members with our first series of events. Now, we're curating the program at this point, but we're very likely to have something around Christmas. But the main thing that we will do is around the Dubai show that we have. So SiGMA Eurasia. So this is next year in February.
Amazing. We are definitely aiming to attend to that one. And you mentioned that it's definitely aimed for C-level executives, but besides businesses, do you target any other community members of SiGMA event?
Again, another great question. So the C-level audience is very much at the inception. We've actually got 3 tiers to Nexus, and it's very unique to any executive program in terms that SiGMA's actually got wonderful B2G government relationships. SiGMA has a very strong presence in Malta, and the B2G division has been growing exponentially, and so has our reach globally, allowing us to actually provide more events, new places, enter markets, and so on. So the first vertical is the B2C, which is mostly on the operator side. I say mostly because there is a potential for suppliers to sponsor events that Nexus runs. But also we have the second pillar, which is the B2G with the government track. This will be very high-end events that are geared for this audience, and again, intelligence as well, access to the events, so on. And then we have the affiliate side. Now, the affiliate side, as you know, the operators are core to what we do. So the affiliates, SiGMA has an incredible presence with affiliates, and the way we're looking to look after this audience is to create very curated content again for this incredible audience. It's about making sure that the very top end of this group have what's required for them, because it's very hard to generalize and say affiliates. It doesn't just work like that. There are subgroups. There are affiliates that are larger companies. There are individuals. Their requirements and their needs are very different. We're looking to focus, whether it's an individual or a company, on the affiliates that are at the top end of this, that are already sending traffic, that want to connect with brands on a higher level, make unique deals and agreements, maybe even potentially discuss acquisitions or strategic direction. But either way, it's all about connection. That's where it all begins. So whether it's B2C, which we're beginning our launch with, B2G, or affiliates, which will launch in the new year, we're looking to cater to that premium audience with very curated products and events. You mentioned the Nexus events before as well. So we're not going to limit our events just to SiGMA events. We're very likely to do satellite events around, competitor expos and so on as well, because this audience does tend to attend those too. So we really want to make sure that we serve this audience as much as we can. More information will be released by the end of the year.
Perfect. And is there any more details about what are the qualification criteria? Because you mentioned different sizes of companies, but I'm sure you have more sophisticated approach.
As you can imagine, this is a very contentious topic, because you don't want to exclude people, but also you don't want to crowd what is an exclusive club. The interesting thing is we're working on a few solutions right now, and we've decided that there are going to be different requirements for each one of these groups. Clearly the B2G group, it's a very clear qualification criteria. With the affiliates, it can be peer referrals from operators as well. So we're trying to strengthen this, but also with operators themselves, it really depends on their reach, how broad they are, how their operations run. There's so much to consider. So there is a qualifying criteria, but nothing that I can formally disclose as a set format. It is a case-by-case scenario, and it is about reviewing these applications with respect, considering the executives that will contribute to Nexus, that Nexus can contribute to. If you'd like to know more about the Nexus program, please contact me on richard.w@sigma.world. I'm the head of the Nexus program, and it'll be a pleasure to hear from you. My email is down here. I've been told that this is doable.
Of course. Any final message for people who are considering?
The final message is SiGMA is a dynamic, fast-growing company, and we are going to continue to conquer the global event space. We are going to have many regional specific audiences, so the Nexus program is not a catch-all system. We really want to respect each one of these diverse groups and actually create a program that serves everyone equally. So whether you are an English speaker or not, don't think twice, make the application. We can always figure out how to help you, how to serve you as a senior executive, as a senior affiliate, whatever it is. We're willing to talk to you, consider it. So please get in touch and let's talk. Thank you very much for giving us your time, and I hope you enjoyed SiGMA Central Europe.